This is day 28 of the 30-day reading challenge, and my book for today is One Punch Man. The author is One, and the illustrator is Yusuke Murata. The first volume is 200 pages, and it took me about an hour to read. After reading Blue Period, I couldn't resist reading another manga, so I searched online and came across this one. I chose this book because of its interesting drawings and its genre, and I'll insert some images here. One Punch Man Volume 1 is about the origins and adventures of Saitama, who is a hero for fun. He is so strong that he can beat any monster that he encounters in one punch. This first volume looks at some of his history and how he fights monsters. The first volume contains 8 chapters and 1 bonus chapter. In chapter 4, he contemplates whether being ultra strong has taken away something from him as a human being, and what he has lost in exchange for that ability. In chapter 6, Saitama defeats yet another monster in one punch, or rather, a slap, but this time he saves a cyborg named Genos and takes him as his disciple. One of the reasons I've avoided manga for longer than most people is because of a peek at the ever-popular manga One Piece in grade 6. One of my friends was reading it and I took a look. There I saw a whack load of actions, drawings, and a blur of punches and kicks. The overall formatting and images was way too much for me, and I avoided manga for some time. However, after experiencing sports manga and then art manga, I was finally ready to read action manga again. I believe comic books and manga are the best types of books if you like action, since their formatting is so flexible and it helps you visualize all the effects and motions. However, I do seem to like manga more, like plenty of others. One Punch Man does a really good job of blending action and comedy, and parts of that come from its clear-cut and modern drawings. The effects are pristine, and the overall story, at least for the first book, is attention-grabbing and interesting. As well, the illustrator experiments with different types of drawings, from simple shapes to complex human sketches. In fact, I loved this book so much that I kept on reading the rest of the series. It's only then that I found a few faults. The overall storyline can get a bit confusing at times, since there are so many monsters and heroes that are introduced later on. As well, some of the time, there are just so many monsters and so much fighting that it kind of reminds me of why I avoided manga in the first place. That being said, this is only towards the latter half of my reading journey. The majority of the manga is enticing and absolutely amazing. The series is still ongoing and it has about 140 chapters so far. In short, I'd recommend this series to people who love manga, action, or comedy. The plot is easy to understand and the images are simple as well. If you like fantasy, heroes, and or monsters, there are some interesting new views that are introduced in this book. For example, what downfalls are there to heroes who are too strong? So that's my book for today. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know. If you've read the book, feel free to share any thoughts or feelings. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the book.